Okay, today I'm fixing to replace stabilizer links and bushings on the rear of my wife's car. Also, we'll be replacing the shocks. So, stabilizer link is right there. That's where it's located on both sides. And then the bar goes across right there. Well, actually, I don't think you can see it right there. So there's the stabilizer bushings I'll be replacing. And after I get the stabilizer links and bushings replaced, I'll be moving over to the shock absorbers, the rear shocks, which are right, where's my finger? Right there. All right, so let me get started. Okay, I've been able to remove the vertical links, stabilizer links. One point to notice or to mention is this is a very interesting design. I kind of like it actually. You have to take the wheels off to get to the nuts on the upper part of the link, on the upper nut. The lower one connects to the bar, as you can see there. Also, there are holes in the frame so that you can spray penetrating oil on the bolts for the stabilizer bar going across the bushings, for holding in the bushings. So I'm gonna have to remove the bar and the bushings first before I install the stabilizer links, because it just won't work. The old ones came out because they were worn out. The new ones won't go in. So you have to remove the stabilizer bar and then install the links and then install the bushings and then install the bar back. That's what I'll be doing. Okay, I've got the stabilizer back in. I lubed the bushings with the non-oil, the non-petroleum lube. This is a silicon based lube. It doesn't affect the rubber. I did both the bar and the bushing, so it's double lubed. And I torqued them down. The bolts going to the cross member were 40, and the nuts going to the links was 45. I can't really see it. It's over there. So yeah, 40 and 45 for those. I'm in the process of replacing the shocks now. Got one out and I've got the new one installed. There's basically 3 bolts and a nut on top and a single nut on bottom. So you'll take this one off first, and then you'll remove those, and then it will come apart with a little finagling. You shouldn't have to pry it or anything. It should come off unless you live up north and it's all rusted together. Now I mounted the new one onto the bracket that goes here. This bracket here goes there. Okay, so I've mounted the nut and the bolt back on, and I'm going to torque that to 105 foot-pounds. This also gets torqued to 105 foot-pounds. These bolts and that nut get torqued to 75. So let me get this back together. All right, so the shocks that I chose for my car on the rears is Gabriel Ultra. They had good ratings and they have a lifetime warranty. But if you can read the fine print, made in China. I did not know that. I'm kind of disappointed. But kind of late now. I might have bought something else had I known that. But anyway, I've always heard Gabriels were good. So that's what I went with. I bought Monroe's for the front. I wonder if they're made in China too. I'll have to look at that when I install those. That's not going to happen today though, because it's getting late. All right, let me finish this job up. Okay, so I torqued this down, but see how it's not straight with the shock? I'm not going to be able to mount that, so I've got to loosen this, straighten, and torque it back down. So that's just a hint on this if you're doing this job. Make sure that that's straight, or otherwise you'll be fighting it. Okay, so I've loosened it and I straightened it. It should look like that. See how it's straight with the shock? That will work. So keep that in mind. I'm finished with this job. Got everything torqued to spec and back together. The last thing I want to mention is, you see I have a jack, a floor jack underneath the knuckle for the wheel that I last worked on. You have to do that so that you can lift the bolt for the bottom shock. It has to be lifted up a few inches or it won't make it, because the shock only extends so far. So that you do that, you slip it on, then you torque it down. I'm fixing to put the wheels on, and then I'll remove the jack altogether, obviously. I've got to lift up the car to move the jack stands too. But yeah, that's it for this job. Pretty straightforward, not very difficult. The hardest part I would say is the stabilizer bar, because it fights you. You have to loosen everything. You have to remove everything, both links and both bushing brackets, in order to do the job, and then you can finagle it at least, and even then it fights you quite a bit. Alright, well anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Well, here's an addendum. Here's all the parts that I replaced. Let's start with the bushings. These bushings were still in good shape. They did not have to be replaced, but I did it because I was in there to replace these. These are bad. I should not be able to move it with my hand like that. No bueno. Both of them were the same. They were both bad. See? All right. The shocks were bad too. You can push them down, but they don't go back up. Oh, sorry. You can push them down, but they don't go back up. So those are bad. No good. So that already improved the rear of the car. I still need to do the front. That'll be a future weekend. Replace the struts and check the stabilizer links, because I've already replaced the front stabilizer links before, and I also replaced at least one of the bushings. I'll check the other bushing while I'm under there. But that is it for this video. So this car has over 240,000 miles on it, and I do believe all of this is original, except for maybe these. These are in too good a shape to be original. Those must have been replaced. All right, well anyway, thanks for watching.